What's up guys, I'm BTC. There's a brand new trick on Dorado that's causing a lot of problems in competitive. So I'm going to show you what it is, but more importantly, how to beat it. Before I get into the Dorado stuff, I want to quickly talk about the hero concepts that I've been making. The response to them has been overwhelmingly positive, and I'm glad that you guys really seem to enjoy them. I have been getting a lot of emails from you guys with your own concepts or suggestions, so here's the deal with that. Right now, I'm trying to build my own catalog of hero concepts. So that means that the designs and all the lore, the abilities, everything is 100% my design. The only thing I don't do is the artwork because I can't draw. But I want to create these characters on my own, at least for now. As for the other hero designs that you guys have been sending me, I think at some point I'll make some videos where I show off a bunch of hero designs that were made by people other than myself. But for right now, again, I just kind of want to focus on the hero concepts that I'm making. Also, I do want to point out that I made a follow-up video of the Derby Junkertown healer, and I posted it. It has lots of really awesome artwork in it. It's got behind the scenes. I answered a ton of questions from you guys. The problem was that I made the title and the thumbnail of the video so close to the original hero concept video that most people were telling me they got confused and they didn't even realize it was a second video. So I went and I changed the title and I changed the thumbnail so now they're more distinctive. That was my bad, but the video is out. It's really awesome. It's got some super great content in it. So if you haven't watched it, go and check it out after you're done watching this one. There'll be a link to that video on the top right of the screen and also down below in the description. So go and check it out when you're done watching this. The main thing I want to talk to you guys about today is this new Symmetra exploit on Dorado. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do it, but I'm going to briefly explain what it is, and more importantly, how to beat it, because there have been a lot of people using this on the competitive ladder, and when they run into it, it just is almost an instant loss, because they don't know how to deal with it. So what this exploit is Symmetra uses the teleporter in order to get inside this building right here. So you can get up top, which is a very common thing, and that's totally fine. Like, this is a very standard strategy for a lot of teams. But if you look inside the building, it has this ceiling, but there's no way to get to this second floor. The exploit involves putting a teleporter that allows you to get inside there. So you're technically out of bounds. Even though you're like in the center of the map, you're still out of bounds. And the way that out of bounds works is that you can shoot into the map, but people can't shoot out. So anyone who's on the attacking team trying to attack the people that are in there, they can't do any damage, but the defenders who have a bunch of stuff can attack out. So usually what ends up happening is they have a Symmetra, they put everybody in there, there's a Bastion, there's a Mercy with damage boost, there might be a Torbjorn or some other stuff, and it just causes a problem, makes it really difficult for the attackers to get through. So now I'm going to show you how to beat this. When you start a match, if you find that there are enemies inside of that building, the very first thing that needs to instantly happen is your DPS needs to go back to the spawn room and switch to Hanzo. And that's because Hanzo is the only one capable of dealing damage to an enemy who's outside of bounds. Additionally, you also can use the Sonic Arrow to kind of reveal who exactly is in there. Now, there's a couple of things. If they have a Torbjorn turret, then the Hanzo ultimate won't be able to destroy that. And if they have a Zenyatta in there, and you let him build his ultimate, he'll be able to ult and keep everybody alive through Hanzo's Dragon ult. So you need to make sure that your Hanzo gets his ultimate before the Zenyatta does. Now, normally that would happen very easily because Hanzo builds his ult very fast, and Zenyatta takes a little while. But the fact that you can't actually hit anybody that's in there is going to be problematic. Most likely, not all of the enemy team is going to be in there. So in which case, you need to let your Hanzo try to do all the damage to whoever is not inside that building. Get him to build his ultimate, and once you do that, you can just line it up and take everybody out that's inside there. The thing is, though, you might not even need to do that. The payload on Dorado is really good at blocking damage. So if they have a Bastion up in that building, what is going to happen is he's going to have a downward angle, which normally would be a very good advantage. But the Dorado payload is very tall. You see you have this right here and that, and you can just kind of sit here, you can even crouch, and it makes it even better. So you can hide from all the damage that the Bastion's going to be doing. So if I just switch him into sentry mode over there, and I come over here, and then I can attack, and you'll notice he's not able to do any damage. Now, if he tries to aim underneath, he can get my feet, but that's only because he's at the same level as me. When that Bastion is up above you, he can't do that. So he's always going to be attacking at a downward angle, and you can just hide right behind the payload, and everybody just kind of like sneaks along and goes all the way around, and you keep the payload between you and the building, and you'll be able to just bring it all the way up and around, no problem. Now, they might have some teammates that are not inside that building, in which case you want to have your whole team kind of grouped up and dealing with the people that are outside here and not inside the building. But always keep that payload between you and the building, and you shouldn't have much of a problem. And once you get past this corner, you're golden, and they can't really do anything to you anymore. For this last thing, what happens if you get the payload to about here, but let's say 4 or 5 of the enemy are outside and they're defending it, so you can't just have one person go over there and kind of push it to the end. And you still have the Bastion and the Mercy inside there causing problems. Well, the solution to that is simple. Just avoid it and go around it. So the easiest thing would be to just run under here. That way you can go all the way around and there's no way the Bastion can hit you at all. The other possibility is you can go through this side over here. You can go up and around and you can just quickly run across there. You're going to take a little bit of damage. You could always use your own Symmetra teleporter to put it up on the top over here, right there. And you can just have your team teleport up top and you'll bypass that Bastion and the Mercy who are inside the building altogether. But if you see them in there, the best thing is to just ignore it and to try to avoid it. Don't try to deal with it. If you absolutely need to, then you can use the Hanzo ultimate. But for the most part, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Now, as far as the people who are using this exploit, Blizzard doesn't like that at all, and they will be banned if people are caught. So I do not recommend you doing this at all in a competitive match or quick play match or really anything, because if you get caught, they will ban you. But now that you know what it is and you know how to beat it, you shouldn't have any problems with it. So remember, use the Hanzo, immediately switch to it so that you can get the ultimate to deal with it if you need to. Use the payload to provide lots of cover, and if you move the payload further up, just avoid this section altogether by going around to the left or around to the right. But there you go. And once more, remember that Derby Hero Concept, the making of video. I answered a lot of questions from you guys. There's some really cool artwork in it. So go and check that out. Again, there's a link up above and down below, so you can go and watch that. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.